60 of those victims have been burnt beyond recognition and will have to be identified through a longer process with DNA. At the same time, some of the displaced people are refusing to relocate for shelter. Our reporter Theodor Mashele joins us with the very latest. Theodor, you've gone from the CBD, one part of the story, to a far more tragic part of the story at the mortuary in Diepkloof, where we've seen some loved ones, next of kin or members of various communities coming to say, I think that somebody I know or a loved one, their body might be here. What's the latest from where you stand?
Yes, Marcel, we are indeed outside here at the Diepkloof forensic pathology. At the moment, there is no one out here, but we do know that people will be coming through later on to continue with the process of identifying their loved ones, or if their loved ones are within the area. But about the situation and what makes it more complex is that we do understand that some of the people might be foreign nationals, and the question here is really what are the processes from here? And once these people identify their bodies or their loved ones' bodies rather, what are the processes that are going to take place, and are there going to be any burials that are gonna take place? I have heard from a source that there was one burial that happened yesterday in Olives Vansvlei, and that the burial was actually a body or a person that had lost their lives from the building and from the fire that has happened. And you know, we did have the Minister of Social Development earlier in the week commenting on the foreign national situations, and this is what she had to say.
Dealing with deporting people right now, because can we imagine being an African, being in South Africa and being in a place where you thought you were finding shelter for yourself, and then there is the disaster that happened and so many lives have been lost. Our first and most important thing is to deal with that disaster, even among those who are foreign nationals. We need to know, among those who are deceased now, how many of them, how long that's going to take us to find out, because it is said some people here were burned beyond recognition. That's not what we're going to immediately do. We cannot do that right now, because right now we need to deal with the trauma.
So much trauma involved here, and for different reasons. You, being in the CBD a short while ago, also had an interaction with some of those people that are refusing to leave. What are some of the stories that you heard there this morning?
Well, that was quite a traumatic situation, because this one lady was telling me about her child who's actually sick, and she was like, my child is sick and I don't have any assistance and I don't have any help. They were telling me that they were also looking to see if there's any documents that they could salvage within the building itself, and they were only given 15 minutes to go in and look for that. And they were saying with the damage that the fire has caused, of course, they don't think that is enough time, or that time is sufficient for them to go in and find the documents in there. I do notice right now that there's a group of people that are approaching this site. I'm not really sure if they are coming towards the mortuary, or if this is a group of people that are the ones that want to come and identify their loved ones from the mortuary. But we will be following up on the story later on, and just to see if ever we can see if people have actually found their loved ones, and if we could actually understand if there are going to be any burials or any processes that are going to take place, since some of them might be foreign nationals.
Okay, Theodor Mashele, thank you so much for that update, speaking to us from outside the Forensic and Pathology Services building in Soweto.